And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. So, you gotta forgive me. You gotta forgive me. I'm coming off of a Nina Turner high. She just cut a swath through anybody on Elizabeth Warren's side. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, wow. I said, you know, one of the biggest hurdles for Andrew Yang is going to be Elizabeth Warren because of how her supporters are, to be honest. But there might not be anything left of Elizabeth Warren after Nina Turner gets through with her. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here to talk about are the third quarter fundraising numbers. Well, actually, not so much the numbers, but the people who helped create those numbers. And we're going to talk about Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang specifically. Okay? So, if you look at it, Biden's hemorrhaging money. Biden, just bow out, dude. Bow out. Like he's spending more than he's getting in, right? And he's running around on private jets and shit. It's not looking great. But you know, interestingly enough, now we can get the breakdown because of ActBlue. We can get the breakdown of to who is donating to these candidates. And that's really, really eye-opening. It's really eye-opening. And so let's take Elizabeth Warren, for instance. You know, she gets wonky technocrats and librarians and the people you'd think she would get. As a matter of fact, I have a clip from The Hill Rising. We're going to watch that clip, and then we're going to come back.
I think with candidates like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, you do see this grassroots working class support, you know, particularly with Sanders. You know, in ActBlue fundraising, nobody outmatches the guy.
Yeah, and you know, it's Andrew Yang too. You basically can slide your finger down the value chain, basically like from the lowest income down to the highest income, and the things that pop out, Sanders and Yang, they're on both sides of the chart, and it's the moment you start getting to the higher dollars, the money just completely drops off in who the donor base is. And Crystal's right. I mean, these are the most excited people. It means a lot to donate money to somebody, right? I mean, think about that. You got to take out your credit card.
You're waiting tables for a living. Like, that money is hard earned.
Very hard earned.
One of the lowest paid professions in the country. And for them to be giving to candidates like Yang and Sanders, especially, I mean, Yang, brand newcomer to the scene.
It's a big deal.
I just think it's a remarkable thing.
Take a look at Elizabeth Warren. A number one category that she's leading here is librarians, college professors, lawyers, and economists. Where does Pete Buttigieg compete? Well, chief executives, clergy, lawyers, physicians, economists. Donald Trump won the White House on the backs of forgotten Americans who hadn't donated to a campaign or believed in a government in a very long time. Those people outnumber the professional class that is obsessed with Warren and Buttigieg. So if you watch cable news and you read the New York Times, you might be deluded into thinking that the college-educated elite are the only people who decide our fate. But don't forget that only 27% of the country actually holds a 4-year degree from a college institution. If you look at the Democratic data I previewed earlier, you can see pretty much only Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang actually appeal to normal Americans. From forklift operators to truck drivers and cashiers, these are the people that MSNBC reporters pass on their way to work or order a coffee from, but they far outnumber the people who rule the commanding heights of American culture. Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Andrew Yang actually all have a lot in common. Their message is fundamentally the same, that the political elite in Washington crafted decades of American policy to deliberately screw over American workers in favor of the corporate elite and China. This was bolstered by the media, the think tank class here in D.C., and was all done by taking the votes of working people and then working against them the moment that they came to Washington. Notice, too, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Andrew Yang do not talk about. Elizabeth Warren talks a lot about economic inequality, but she also is obsessed with impeaching Donald Trump, decriminalizing border crossing. She puts gender pronouns in her Twitter bio and is a social justice warrior incarnate in some ways. Buttigieg, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, and so many others, they run far to the cultural left of the American electorate while basically running to their economic right.
So some of the biggest donators to Bernie Sanders, for instance, are truck drivers and waiters and waitresses and, you know, the people he's essentially trying to represent. And I guess what I'm getting to here is, as you just heard, the pool for Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang is not that different at all. And this is what I keep telling people. And you know, maybe there's some people that don't like it. You know, I read the comments. There's some Andrew Yang supporters that actually detest Bernie Sanders, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, overall, it's the same voting pool. Overall, at the end of the day, it's the same donation pool. The same people that are giving to Bernie Sanders are the same people that are donating to Andrew Yang. Okay? So you can take that a couple different ways. You can take it as, you know, Bernie, get the fuck out, because I need the people that are donating to you to completely donate to me, Andrew Yang. Or, you know, Bernie supporters can say that to the Yang gang, get the fuck out, because I want the donations you're giving to Yang to come to me. You can look at it a couple different ways, but at the end of the day, these two candidates are saying the things that really resonate with a certain class and a certain type of people, right? I'm not going to say the people that matter, because everyone matters to a degree, but the people they're reaching out to are the ones that absolutely want a fundamental change. And look, people got to stop sleeping on Yang, man. If you're one of the people that stumbled across this video and you're like, oh, this Andrew Yang guy, I'm telling you right now, he is a force to be reckoned with. He's a force. Honestly, if you were to pluck Yang out and put him in almost any other run against almost any other candidate, he'd sweep them. He'd sweep them. But because of the climate that we're in, because of the era that we're in right now and how fucked up it is, he's got to fight like he's never fought before. I'm telling you. And right now, the running is muddled with all sorts of just wacky candidates. Okay? And he's got to fight. But I think this ActBlue result says a lot. It says a lot about who these candidates are and who they represent. Who's donating to the Pete Buttigieg's? Who's donating to the Amy Klobuchar's? Right? Who's donating to these candidates and where their interest lies? This is what this tells us. You know what I mean? And, you know, I know how I feel, and I know what and who I want to represent me, and that's why I donate to a Bernie Sanders. That's why I donate to an Andrew Yang, because they are best going to represent my ideals, my ideology, right? And Amy Klobuchar does not care about me, and never will. You know, believe it or not, a Joe Biden does not care about me, and never will. So, you know, I loved this breakdown. I love how it broke down, you know, who these candidates are getting money from, right? Because we already had the numbers. How much Andrew Yang did, how much Bernie Sanders did, how much Biden's hemorrhaging, how little Amy Klobuchar made. Like, we have the solid numbers, but I love how this breaks down who is donating to the people as well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, I just want to tell you, keep fighting. Keep fighting the good fight. He's going to go a lot farther than anybody ever expected. if you're in the camp that thinks this man can't beat POTUS, you're sadly mistaken. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight. But it is possible. It is incredibly possible, especially when you start to see some of the big three, as some people like to call them, falling. And one of the big three that's falling right now is a Joe Biden. I just saw a poll where he's falling. And it's going to be a small fall, an incremental fall. It's not going to be a large fall like Tulsi Gabbard just had. Like, she just dropped a couple points. But I don't think that's because she necessarily did bad at the debate that just happened. I think it's because of what she's going through with Hillary Clinton right now. But she had a big drop. But Joe Biden is steadily decreasing. And if Andrew Yang can pick up those pieces along the way and make those people become Yangocrats, then it's all the better for him. So, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I do have a Venmo and a PayPal link in the description. If you feel like donating to Read My Lips and helping my channel grow, everything helps. Everything's appreciated. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.